Is Morgan Rielly ready to break out? And what do we make of this Leafs team at the halfway point of the season? Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Leafs. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Toronto Sun Maple Leafs writers Terry Koshan and Lance Hornby. And guys, the Leafs on a nice run right now. 4 straight wins, and Morgan Rielly playing the hero in the most recent victory with the overtime winner. It's been an up and down season for the Leafs defenseman. He's on pace for just 38 points, which would be his lowest total since the 2020-21 season. Terry, what have you made of Morgan Rielly's season so far?
Well, just to that point initially, Rob, I think that, like Rielly and all the other defensemen, it's about getting accustomed to what Craig Berube wants, and there hasn't been the emphasis on the offense from the blue line that we've seen in the past. So, I know Craig's been saying a few times lately, like, you like to see them jump into the play more and that sort of thing. Well, that's true, but, I'm just wondering how much that's encouraged behind closed doors. Now, having said that, with Rielly, there are still some defensive issues that you like to see cleaned up. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But, the fact of the matter is he and Mitch Marner are tied for the Leafs lead in ice time. So, the Leafs are putting him out there. They're more than comfortable with him, obviously. And, we'll see where the goal last night takes him. First one in a couple of months, I think. And a good end to the first half for him. But I think that he would probably tell you that he'd like to clean up some things defensively, whether that's against the rush or just around the net. But he's still eating up those minutes for the Leafs, and you can't ask for more than that.
That's true. I mean, you can. The good thing about Rielly is that you can put him with Ekman Larsson. Seems to be working out well with Philip Myers. But wow, did he ever need that goal last night? Because Terry alluded to, it's been for an alleged offensive defenseman to not have those goals, to not be able to contribute on that power play, really sticks out. And with the dramatic improvement, and we hope he's okay, in Jake McCabe's play, and the addition of Tanev coming along on Ekman Larsson, as we said, and just a bigger, meaner Leaf defense, it's almost like Rielly's sort of been marginalized a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see as this ongoing, certain players have taken longer to adapt to Berube, as Terry alluded to, and maybe that is going to be the case with him. You can't argue about his minutes. You can't argue about his place in the leadership group, but, you were worried that this guy's going to kind of be left behind, especially now that he's north of 30 years old, what his position is going to be with the team. So hopefully for him, that goal last night, right at the halfway mark, is a harbinger of better things to come.
So, Lance, this team is sitting in first place in the Atlantic Division at the halfway point of the season. Not something we've been able to say for quite a few years. I know Terry's got his report cards, but if you're grading this Leafs team at the 41 game mark, what are you giving them?
Well, for sure. I think we were talking about it yesterday in the media room. That's the first time they've been first place in the Atlantic Division era at the halfway point. So a big boost to them. Now, goaltending, let's face it, makes a lot of people smarter. The coach and the GM, they certainly be getting that. So that has helped, and that's along with everything Berube has brought, solid goaltending really helps. But everyone thought that the Mitch Marner was going to be the big distraction. He is, but for the opposite reason people thought, that he's having a great year leading the team in points and doing a whole lot of things, and just better defense. I alluded to it before. You have Chris Tanev, Ekman Larsson, McCabe, all those guys really contributing to a sounder defensive game, less 5-on-5 goals, so that's really helped. On the negative, the power play still struggles, still a work in progress. You have concerns about injuries. Austin Matthews would be prominent among those. Let's hope that this return and the fact he played back-to-back is significant on the weekend, that's behind him. But that, as always with this team, it seems to be the shadow of injuries. So those are things to look at in the second half.
Yeah, and as we've seen, Lance, the Leafs and injuries, they do overcome them, right? You've lost Matthews for 15 games. You've lost Stolarz for coming up on a month here. And like we said off the top, they're still in first place in the division. So they have people who come in and do the jobs properly. Listen, when I'm doing this report card today and file it later, and it's going to be a lot of really high marks. To me, Mitch Marner is a Hart Trophy candidate. He's fourth in NHL scoring, leads NHL forwards and takeaways. His part is the vital cog in a Leafs penalty kill that it's 8th overall. And like Lance said, the power play could use some improvement. But I just think that, and Marner's role in that, but I just think this guy has been excellent, top to bottom. I think he has 19 multi-point games of the Leafs' first 41, which is pretty astounding. So much for contract pressure. Like, he just hasn't. There's been none, and good on him. But overall, the team playing with more structure than they have. I think a couple of things. The 5-on-5 goals they've really cut down on. And Sheldon Keefe's last year, in as the Leafs coach, they gave up 168. They're on pace right now to give up 134. That's quite a drop. And the other nice thing of it too is, for a while there, we were concerned about 5-on-5 scoring. That's come up for the Leafs now as well in the past probably 4 weeks or so. So that's starting to even out.
Yeah.
But they're just doing good things. And listen, you really can't. I don't know how you argue with first place in the division right now. Like Glenn said, the first time with this group in the Atlantic, first place at the midway point. Everything Treliving did in the summer has paid off, other than Yanni Hakanpää, which they knew there were going to be issues anyway. I like the way that Treliving got solved that Liljegren issue quickly, traded him at the end of October, didn't let it linger. We'll see what Treliving can do before the March 7 trade deadline, but everything he's added has worked out, the coach being the biggest part of that. And there has to be optimism right now with the way the Leafs are playing, because they're playing the type of hockey that we know will bring some sort of success in the playoffs, because that's the way hockey playoffs is played. It's a lot of good things right now going on with this team.
Yeah, well, we know Boston Bruins forward Brad Marchand spoke very highly about this Leafs team the other day, and said they are different than they have been in years past. So we'll see what the Leafs have in store for the final 41 games. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. For Lance Hornby and Terry Koshan, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.